3, 2. All right, play. All right. Okay. This is the College Gamers for November 1st, 2015. Hello, everyone. I am Mike, and I am joined, as usual, by Taft. Hello.
Hello, Mike. How you doing today?
I am doing pretty good. It is the last day of fall break.
It is, and it's horribly upsetting.
The sorry joke that is a 4-day break.
Hey, 4 days is better than nothing.
That's true, but they can't count the weekend as part of the break.
That's true.
It's just cheating, because you get that break every week.
Yeah. Well, some people don't. Some people have to, stay on campus and do jobs on campus, which is worse than working.
Yeah, this is
and
true.
Which is worse than school sometimes.
This is true. So, how'd you spend your break?
See, I worked every single day except for today.
I'm so sorry.
Yeah. But when I wasn't working, I was either playing Xbox.
Good.
Or hanging out with the girlfriend. But mainly Xbox.
Sounds like good. Since we've started this podcast, I've kind of treated playing video games as homework a little bit.
A little bit, yeah.
I always try to get at least an hour in a week if it's super packed, Try to get a game of something here or there.
Exactly. That way I can try and talk about it for the podcast.
Yeah. So Paris Games Week was this week.
It was this week, but I didn't catch any of it except for one little bit.
No, maybe all that was super judgmental news, French snootiness.
It was a lot of PlayStation, and I'm not a huge PlayStation person, which I want to be because a lot of really good games are coming out for PlayStation.
Definitely. That Quantum game, Quantum Break, that looks pretty cool.
That's also for Xbox.
Oh, is it?
I think so.
I thought it was a PS. It might be I think it's an Xbox One exclusive, actually.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking.
Oh, never mind. I guess Xbox One gets all the cool stuff.
No, I got one game that we're going to talk about later that's not quite.
No?
It's a PS4 exclusive, and it is probably better than Quantum Break.
If it's the game you think I'm talking about,
it's exactly the one.
Then I am super disappointed.
I know, right? It's only for PS4.
Oh gosh!
All right, you guys will find out about that later.
All right, well let's hop into the news like the little rabbits that we are. Breaking news. All right, let's open up this week with some Batman. I'm the Batman. Swear to me.
That is possibly the worst Batman impression I've ever heard in my entire life.
Oh, whatever. It's just like you just eat a bunch of rocks and you make gurgly noises. Batman Arkham Knight is now back on Steam. And a lot of people are saying that, it's working now, but it's not completely fixed. There are still some performance issues. But to celebrate the returning of Batman and hopefully fixing their hurt, what word am I looking for? Not personality. What's your reputation?
There we go.
Fixing their reputation. They're offering every other Batman game free if you purchase Batman.
Really?
Let's see. If you purchase Batman by November 16th, you will get free copies of Batman Arkham Asylum, GOTY. What is that?
GOTY?
GOTY. Gotham.
Oh, Game of the Year.
Game of the Year. Batman Arkham City Game of the Year, Batman Arkham Origins, and Batman Arkham Origins Blackgate.
That's really nice because you get all those games, and for the Game of the Year ones, you get all the DLC.
Yeah.
That is super nice.
So do you think that fixes their reputation, Taft?
I would be if I were a PC person that had bought it, I would be 100% they paid me back because that, unless I had already bought the other games, which if I'm buying this one, I probably have.
Because that's all the loyal people to your series have probably already bought all the games.
But then again, now since they just did that, they got a whole bunch of new people that were like, that game looks really fun, but I don't want to do it because I haven't played the others and it's too expensive. Well, here you go.
That, it kind of made me consider getting it.
You should totally get it. That way you can get them all.
Kind of, yeah. It's a really good deal.
It's an amazing deal.
Assuming it's $60, that's a bunch of other games as well for $60.
And those are probably still I know City's still at least $25. Yeah. Especially the Game of the Year version. So
that's pretty sweet. But there are still some performance issues. Let's see. PC World had a little thing. They were talking about while moving slowly, they can maintain 60 frames per second. But if you fly for long periods of time or jump in the Batmobile, it still brings your frame rate down to 45, 50 frames. So it still halves the frame rate, which I'm sure a majority of people aren't playing at 90. That's probably more the hardcore gamers,
Yeah.
But that's still like having your frame rate that's still a big hurt, you know?
Yeah. So but yeah, that's interesting that it drops that much when you are going down that like. That's something you do a lot. You fly for long periods a lot in that game. In fact, there's entire missions that are dedicated to flying.
Yeah.
So that's really weird that it would drop your frame rate that much.
It still proves that the game is still a little iffy. And it took 4 months to fix it.
Really?
It's been off the store for 4 months.
Golly.
That's an atrocious port.
That really is.
Somebody needs to get on that. All right, Taff, what you got? What's up next?
So I'm going to talk real quick about Fallout.
All right. Hey,
Yeah.
It comes out in how many days?
Like
10?
10 days, yeah.
10 days?
Well,
Dude.
9 days, not including today.
That's awesome.
Yep, already have it pre-ordered. So remember how last week we talked about how Fallout was selling a beer?
Yeah.
Well, now on the date of release, which is November 10th, for those of you who are living under a rock and don't know when Fallout's released, they're also releasing a Nuka-Cola Quantum. Like,
Is it soda?
yeah, it's made by Jones Soda.
Dude, that's awesome. I'm gonna have to get some of this and just like drink it and then keep the bottles.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna get one, but they're gonna be only sold at Target.
Only sold. I wonder. That's strange. That's an odd deal.
Yeah, they're only gonna be sold at Target, and they haven't said how many they're gonna put out there. So you might want to go like real quick to if you really want one.
So before I download the game, I'll go.
As
to
you're
Target.
like download it and start going.
I gotcha.
Just leave your computer running and go get it.
So what is the flavor? Do we know a flavor?
I'm assuming it's cola flavored. It's just bright blue
It's just bright blue. All right.
because I mean it's Nuka Cola.
So it doesn't taste like radiation.
I hope not, because I would imagine that tastes horrible.
We tried to stay as authentic to the game as possible, so we microwave every bottle for 1 minute in the microwave.
That sounds so nasty.
No, then
Why
they
would
refrigerate.
why would you even like bring that up? Oh
They
my
just-
gosh.
they cook it. They just drop depleted uranium sticks like from the reactor, nearby reactors, into the vats of the soda,
That makes sense.
keeping it classic.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Taff, we talked last week about Payday 2's they wanted to implement microtransactions, and the community really didn't like that.
Yeah, nobody likes microtransactions.
Well, today or this week, I found an article, and it really made me question like how volatile the community is, or like just how hurt they are. I'm kind of torn right now. So someone from the community made a parody website of the recent events in Payday 2 called Crime Fest, and they made a website called The Road from Greed Fest. And it's kind of interesting because it looks just like the official website, except it scrolls these contradicting quotes from the developers, including there will be no microtransactions in Payday 2, and it has like quotes from people.
Really?
And it's just, and it also talked about there was a Q&A or an AMA. It's a Reddit thing. Ask Me Anything, I think it is. And the number one topic of discussion was microtransactions, and it had people talking about like, oh, we know you're, making enough money off Payday 2. And things were brought up like, since Payday 2 was launched, the team has tripled in size.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
And trying to get new people in, they've actually cut the 6 months ago, Overkill cut prices of the Payday 2 DLC by 1/3 in order to attract more sales, and it wasn't successful. They also looks like I think they might have cut the price of the overall game. But do you think it's fair for them to try to support themselves through microtransactions?
With as much money as they have made off this game, and the fact that they also said Payday 2 will not have microtransactions.
Yeah.
No, I don't think it is fair.
Well, do you think? I don't know. I'm kind of split. Like at the same time, they said, like you said, they said there will be no microtransactions. But from a developer standpoint, I'm kind of thinking, I want to support this game in the long run. How can I do that? And microtransactions are the first thing that comes to mind. Like, I don't want to have to start cutting people because, we might need more people to support this game.
And my computer just died. Woo!
All right. Well, do you need to plug that back in?
I don't have my charger with me.
You don't?
No, because I didn't think, because when I left Griffin's house, which was like 20 minutes ago, it was at 25%.
Oh, geez. All right. We don't have any Mac.
Yeah.
We don't have
No,
any Mac chargers.
I mean, I have most of my news memorized, so we're good.
Cool.
I just won't be
All
able
right.
to use any of the quotes I
In
had.
this very special episode of the College Gamers, we have nothing.
We're winging it.
Let's do this off the fly. Everything. All right. No, I still have all my stuff, so
Yeah,
I
I mean-
should be good.
My stuff is I'm good. I have good memory.
I gotcha. Well, again, like I was saying earlier, I'm torn. I want to feel bad for the community, but I also feel bad for the developers, and I don't know what to think.
But why would you feel bad for the developers? They're making tons of money off this, regardless of whether they have microtransactions or not. Tripling the size of your team
Yeah,
is ridiculous for a single game.
that's true. And they also have other things. I think they're sponsoring some VR stuff, so I don't know what to think.
I think they're getting greedy. I think that's what it is. I think they just want to make more money, and that's the way that they think they can do it.
I gotcha. I understand that. And they might be trying to develop, side projects. They might have another game idea they're trying to develop. They don't have enough money for it, and they're trying to sponsor it through Payday. You just don't know,
Yeah, you don't, but like I said, I'm gonna stand by what I said. I think that they're just getting greedy, and
I gotcha. And when you say that there'll be no microtransactions, the internet can be a harsh mistress.
and you got to keep your word.
You have to, because it's all in stone.
Exactly. If you can't really trust the game company once they say they're going to do something and not do it.
EA.
Yeah.
A good example of a bad game company, EA.
I'm just going to say they recently just got off like the work, like they were no longer number one in worst companies ever.
Really? Whoa, hold up. Who is this?
This happened like a couple months ago.
Who is this devil?
I can't remember who it is.
Oh, man. We have to get on that.
I know, like you need to look that up while I'm talking about my stuff.
All right. Well, here, you move on to your thing
Okay.
and just wing that. Just keep winging it. I'm going to look up worst game company.
Okay. No, it wasn't even worst game company. It's just worst. EA was the worst company, like the worst company.
Really?
Like number one out of like every company out there.
Oh, the worst company? All right. You talk
Okay,
about whatever you're
so,
talking about.
Hello, everybody. How are you doing? No, I'm just kidding. Moving on, I guess, since Mike's busy with other stuff. You guys know how I'm a humongous Mirror's Edge fan, and I was super excited for Catalyst. Well, it just got moved back. It just got pushed back to March. Is it March or May? I can't remember. I would be able to tell you, but my computer died. So I'm going to say it's March, though. I want to say it's March 15th. Wait, that's the Ides of March. That doesn't bode well.
What does that mean?
Did you ever read Julius Caesar, the play by Shakespeare?
Oh, I have, but I don't
It's
remember.
Beware the Ides of March. That's the day that Julius Caesar supposedly got killed on.
Oh, yeah.
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 But yes,
Somebody didn't pay attention in English.
obviously. But so they moved it back to then, which is really upsetting. But the reason that they said that they moved it back was because the world is going to be so large and immersive that they wanted to do it right. And so what they decided they were going to do is they're going to push it back. That way they can focus more on getting it more immersive and getting it to look better. And so the lead designer, he was quoted as saying like that, this paraphrasing, that it is such a large and immersive world with so many like glorious skyscrapers and mirrors and stuff, because Mirror's Edge, and awesome like vistas, that it just was going to take way too long for them to do. Take really long for them to do it, and they don't think that they can get it right in the short amount of time that they said that they were going to do it. They had to move it back, which is really upsetting for me. Wouldn't you agree, Mike?
Yeah, and Mirror's Edge is the game where you're hopping around tops of buildings and doing all sorts of like it prides itself on like liquid movement.
That's another thing that they also wanted to focus a lot on the movement.
I see.
Like the fluidity of the movement and stuff like that. They said they wanted to work on more because it wasn't as fluid as they wanted it to be.
That's good.
Yeah, especially because the whole thing is like you run, hit a dude, but keep running while you're hitting him.
Yeah, I'll keep your momentum going.
Yeah, I'm also super pumped because it's gonna be open world.
Really?
Yeah, it's an open world one.
Was the first one not?
It was open level.
Really?
Like you could get around the level as any way you wanted. It was almost corridory. Like it was very like, this is the way we want you to do it. But if you can find another way, we're not opposed to it.
That's cool. I kind of missed out on the Mirror's Edge boat.
See, I was like a couple years late.
Really?
Yeah. And I was just hanging out with my brother and one of his friends, and one of his friends had it. And I was like, "Oh, you have that game? How is it?" And he's like, "It's really fun. You want to borrow it?" And I was like, "Yes, please."
All right.
And I still have it.
Still have it? I'm going to get that. I wonder how much it is on Steam. I'm sure it's cheap now. It came out a few years ago.
I would imagine it's pretty cheap by now.
All right. Well, I did a little bit of quick Google searching. I can't find anything at the moment, but I do believe they may have mentioned American Airlines.
I think that's it.
You think that's it?
I think that's it. That rings a bell.
I can imagine an airline company being pretty bad.
Yeah.
I'm surprised it's not Comcast.
Yeah.
Because Comcast has a pretty terrible reputation.
Yeah. I'm sure they're on the list.
Yeah. All right. Well, are we going to move on? Why is this playing music? That should stop.
Yeah, why don't we move on?
All right, let's move on. Rocket League. I'm super excited to talk about this. Rocket League is getting a thing called mutators.
What does that do?
Which change up the game. So what these do, they'll change like how the game is played. So for example,
So they turned it into basketball?
actually that quite possibly could be one.
That'd
but
be so cool.
they also, one of the biggest examples is hockey.
No.
So I'm assuming people are going to be slipping and sliding on ice.
That's going to be so weird.
It's going to add so much chaos to an already extremely chaotic game.
You're going to see people like slide. I bet you they're going to make one where like if you touch somebody, you blow up.
That would be pretty cool. So they also have one called Moonball. So
like you jump and just keep going.
I'm assuming it's going to be like a low gravity.
That's going to be a lot of fun.
That's going to be pretty awesome. Cube. They're going to have a cube mutator, which was apparently super popular in the original game. So
what is that going to do?
Turns the ball into a cube.
That's going to be so like weird.
That's going to be pretty, I wonder if it's still going to, will it keep like its momentum or?
What's probably going to happen instead of it, like, you know how when you hit the ball, it bounces up?
Yeah.
It's probably just going to hit it and go straight forward.
That's going to be pretty chaotic. It's going to be pretty cool. They mentioned something called Time Warp, which no one knows really what that
Slow motion.
Slow motion, or it might speed up.
Or it might speed up. It might randomly do either one. You don't know which one it's going to be.
That would be super, super confusing.
Are these something you do, like you grab in the game or something you...
No. So these are going to be included in a playlist called the Mutator Mashup.
Okay.
So it randomly rotates through these mutators.
Okay.
And I'm sure if you make a custom game, you'll be able to choose which one you want.
Yeah, it is.
That's going to be super exciting. Taft, have you played?
I played one game.
You played one game?
One game.
Is that at my house?
No.
No?
I've never played at your house.
No?
No.
Oh, I'm going to download it. Now, hey, last time you played it, my internet was really bad. So
that's true.
This time, I can just download it and go.
Yeah.
So we might have to play it afterwards. It's just such a fun game.
I sucked at it, so I didn't really get much.
Yeah, but it's fun to watch too.
It is a lot of fun to watch.
It's a lot of fun.
Like I'll watch a lot of YouTubers and stuff play it.
Yeah, it's definitely one of those esport material games.
Oh, definitely.
So the best thing about this, the Mutator update will be completely free.
Really?
Yes.
I got to give it to Rocket League. They're very good to their customers.
Dude, they're rocking it, man.
But
they're rocking it. Yeah. So also snaps, I have to edit those out. Cough.
Oh, come on.
They should be good. Whatever. So mutators.
It was behind the mic.
Will be free. Oh, you should see it from my end. It's a giant spike in the audio. So yeah, there will be. But the only thing, there's no word of an exact date of release. But I think they said something about November. So possibly this month, which would be pretty awesome. Excited to play that.
That'll be nice.
All right. What you got, Taff? What you got for us?
Just a real quick thing,
Get your memory back in the game.
Yeah, I'm on this. Don't even worry about it. So, Titanfall 2, they still haven't talked too much about it because they want to keep it. They want to keep it still in the down low because it's not like it's still in development.
Now, you say Titanfall 2. You're not talking about that free to play one in like Asia, are you?
No.
Okay, good.
No. This is like the actual like console Titanfall 2.
Okay.
They're actually working on it right now, and they say like the game, they're making people wait quite a while for it, and the big thing that they keep saying is like this game is going to be worth the wait, like, and which I'm sure like every developer thinks that their game is going to be worth the wait.
Yeah.
But Titanfall, like there were so many like critiques and stuff about it, but it still sold 10 million copies.
It was still a great game
in 1 year.
That's a good
or 2 years, something like that. Like it was a very short amount of time that it sold 10 million copies.
Yeah.
And so I'm super excited for it. But they're also it brought up some stuff about it, like how they said like one critique I had of it personally was that it didn't have a single player story mode. It did, but it wasn't really a campaign mode.
It was just cycling through maps.
It was multiplayer cycling through maps in a specific order.
Yeah.
And so they said that it could possibly have a single player campaign.
Because it has a good world for it.
It really does.
Like they kind of already have a backstory for it.
Yeah, they had a backstory in the first one, but they didn't really explain it. You just kind of like grabbed a person, and you're like, oh, this person seems like they're important.
It was just multiplayer focused
in a cutscene, and then all of a sudden they are your general. But yeah, so I think it'd be really cool to see that game with a single player campaign, like being able to like run through a world, like shooting people on walls and stuff.
Yeah, and you know, if there's a single player campaign, they'll have more flexibility with the mechs. So if they can give me like bigger mechs or like mech tanks or something, that'd be pretty cool.
And I feel like what they're going to do is another critique that they had a lot of was, they said they're working a lot on like what people said that they didn't like about the game or what they wanted to change about the game,
which is good. It's a good way to approach it.
And so I think that they're going to have a lot more guns in it. This right here is just speculation.
Yeah,
but I think because that's one thing like I heard a lot of complaints about was that they didn't have enough options for guns.
They had maybe 2 per like category.
I wouldn't even say that.
I mean, they had like, I think 2 sniper rifles. They had maybe 3 assault rifles.
They had 1 assault rifle.
They only had 1 assault rifle, huh?
They had 1 assault rifle, 2 SMGs, I want to say.
Yeah. A pistol.
Oh, I'm sorry. There was one that was like a mix between an SMG and an assault rifle.
Yeah.
And then 2 sniper rifles and 1 LMG.
Yeah. They didn't really. I mean, if they could have more guns and maybe customization options.
Yeah, that'd be really cool.
That'd be pretty.
They had some customization options, but very minimal.
No, then it wasn't maybe It wasn't a Call of Duty level.
No, it was more of like, here's your stickers you can pick for your for your mech.
Yeah, and you know, Call of Duty is still pretty good. Like,
still a good baseline.
Oh yeah, it's a good baseline of customization. That's really where it started, I think.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. So that's gonna be exciting when they start to release more information about that.
Do we not have any gameplay or anything?
Not yet. They're still like I said, they're still trying to keep it on the down low. I love Titanfall so much, and I'm sure some of our viewers out there like want to hear more about it. So I was like, I'll go ahead and give them that. Let them.
I gotcha.
Get back on that fixation.
Titanfall, such a good game. I was actually playing it the other day. Actually,
it's a fun game. It's funny. I have this weird talent for not playing games for a really long time and then coming back and being like 3 times better. Like, it's weird. And I came back from playing that game and I killed everyone.
Yeah, I have this thing where I'll start a game I'm really good at. You know, like the first few matches, I'll be like in the top 3. After that, it just goes downhill for me.
Yeah,
I don't know what happens. So, moving on to another exciting game that everyone is probably hoping for. I'm certainly looking forward to it. We have a release window for No Man's Sky.
This and the game we're going to talk about later are the 2 reasons that I'm heavily looking at a PS4 right now.
Really? Yeah, this isn't. So yeah, No Man's Sky, is that coming out?
It's a PS4 and PlayStation. PlayStation and PC exclusive.
That's gonna be So June. They're looking at a release date in June.
Really?
June 2016.
Wow, that's a lot sooner than I thought it was gonna be actually.
Pretty sure it was gonna be a 2016 release.
Oh, I knew it was gonna be 2016, but I was thinking like 4th quarter.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, but no, this is really exciting. It came out with a new trailer that looked pretty cool.
Really, I haven't seen it yet. We gotta watch it after this.
It looks sweet. There's more robots, which you're not a fan of, right?
The robot cops.
Yeah, RoboCops.
Yeah, no, I'm not a huge fan of that unless they can like make it like more like less GTA style.
I gotcha. Like running from the cops.
Yeah, like car. It's kind of like it's weird. Like the entire point of the game is to, like get salvage and stuff like that. It seems like.
Yeah.
But if you get salvage, these cops come after you. Like.
Yeah.
So
I mean, I'm sure there'll be legal ways to.
Yeah, I'm sure
there'll be legal.
They
just
really haven't talked about that much. So.
Yeah, but dude, it's something I'm really looking forward to. I'm sure once I don't know when I'm gonna fit World of Warcraft Legions into the cycle, because like Fallout, dude, it's November.
Yeah,
it's November.
It's the big time.
We're
about to go broke, son.
I'm gonna have to work overtime or something. We got what? Fallout, Star Wars.
In a week, Star Wars.
What else is coming out this month? Halo.
Halo came out.
Halo came out already.
Halo came out a couple days ago. We're forgetting some.
I'm
We're
sure-
forgetting quite a few, actually.
I'm sure, yeah. There's just not as many things where, I guess.
Those are just the two really big ones.
We had to pick and choose which ones we're going to get.
And I'm totally getting Fallout 4.
I'm going to have to pre-order that soon.
I have that sucker pre-ordered at...
All right, you know what? Forget the mic equipment. I'm just going to go buy a video game.
But I'm still using a tissue box, Mike.
Dude, if we get mic equipment, I'm going to connect it to that tissue box.
And I will completely respect that. But at the moment, I'm using books and a tissue box.
Yep, we are the college gamers. Poor.
Yep, that's how you know we're still in college. We can't even afford mic stands.
All right. You got anything else to
I
have?
do. I have one more thing before we get to my big topic.
All right.
Okay, so have you ever played? You played Civilizations Revolutions, right? That's
I played the fifth one.
Played the fifth one. Okay, so you didn't play
No.
Revolutions. Revolutions, for those of you out there, is the more cartoony one. It's the one that came out on consoles.
Yeah.
Well, they released a second one that was only for mobile devices, but now they're moving it to like it was only for your iPhone and Android, but now they're moving it to the PlayStation Vita.
Interesting.
Yeah.
That's really weird because actually recently I saw a lot of things about how PlayStation doesn't have any kind of big developers developing anything for the Vita right
What
now.
they're doing with the Vita is that they are focusing on indie games for the Vita.
Yeah, because I think right now mobile is just too swamped by phones.
It is, yeah. And so so they're releasing that one, and it's gonna have a bunch of new stuff in it, like new situations, new leaders, and stuff like that you have the option of picking. But from all the ones that I saw, it seems like it's very Japan based.
Really?
Like all the new stuff is very Japan based.
As in like the Japanese leader is a
Yes, as in like you are the Japanese leader doing something in a scenario or whatever.
I see.
Whereas like they have the scenarios like you can play the Revolutionary War.
Yeah.
All the new ones seem like they're very like Japanese based, and like the new leaders that like the ones that they talked about were mostly Japanese.
Interesting.
Yeah, it was a little weird.
Maybe the original game lacked that part.
Maybe.
It's possible it's maybe more like Eastern focused.
But yeah, that'll be coming out next year.
Oh, I see. Well, hopefully the Vita's around then,
Yeah,
because it's kind of off the map right now.
I have one, and I didn't charge it for like a month.
Yeah.
I just let it die, and I didn't charge it
no.
because I didn't play it.
I still have the original.
I know. I was looking at that a minute ago before we started the podcast.
It's a brick. I use it for self-defense at night.
Yeah. And it will not charge anymore.
Oh, really? It's dead.
Yeah, it's dead.
That's. Oh, I'm sorry, man.
Yeah, it's okay.
No civilization for you.
I didn't. Yeah, I'll live.
All right. Well, Taft, have you ever heard of High Res Studios?
I have actually.
You have.
Yes.
Have you played anything from them?
Yes. I can't think of what it was though.
Yeah, they're not that big of a developer.
What are some games that they've made?
Their biggest thing is Tribes Ascend. I think they've also made, let's see here, they've also made Earth Siege, Star Siege Tribes, Tribes 2, Tribes Aerial Assault, Tribes Vengeance.
Did they do anything that wasn't Tribes?
I don't believe so.
Okay, maybe I haven't then.
I'll see the full. Those are all Tribes giveaways. What? You know what? I don't see anything else that they've made.
I'm sure. They sound familiar, and I feel like I have played something of theirs before, though.
It looks like it's only Tribe stuff. Well, it's all free now. They're renewing support for the free-to-play shooter Tribes Ascends. So, yeah, Taft, have you ever played Tribes Ascend?
No, I've actually never even heard. Actually, I've like seen like the words Tribes Ascend, and that's about it.
Really? Well, it's free to play. In fact, I don't know how many of these games are free to play. So everything from Earth Siege 2, Star Siege, Tribes 2, Tribes Aerial Assault, like as I mentioned earlier, those are all free now.
They made Smite.
Oh, they made Smite?
That's where, yeah.
Oh, I see. Oh, so I guess I'm just looking at the Tribe stuff.
Yeah,
well,
they made Smite. I was like, I know I've played one of their games in Smite.
Yeah. Well, so the game kind of focuses around the mechanic of skiing.
What?
So, the maps are usually pretty large and they're hilly, right? And
Okay.
what you do is that, you can build up speed by going up and down hills using a jetpack.
Okay.
And you're skiing around.
So it's basically Flappy Birds.
With guns, yes. And that's pretty much what makes the game unique.
Yeah, that's pretty interesting.
I actually played a few hours of it this week because it went free, and I had played the beta back when it first came out.
Yeah.
Like back when I was in like maybe 7th grade. I really can't remember.
Yeah.
But it hasn't, like, I played the exact same maps when I did back then. It really hasn't changed that much. It is free to play. There is like a money gold system. I'll talk about more when we get to like what you're playing. Our next segment.
So you're saying that you played it in 7th grade with the beta and it hasn't changed much?
It hasn't really changed that much. I mean, I don't want to talk. I don't want to give it like too bad of a, diss or anything, because as you have to level up to unlock more game modes. So, I'm not saying it's a bad game, but from what I played, it didn't seem too special, too special.
Okay, yeah.
So, yeah, I'm excited to talk about more when we get to the next segment. So I'll save it for then.
Okay.
Let's throw the ball in your court, Taft.
Okay. I've been pumping this game up the entire podcast.
It's better be good. You're gonna disappoint everyone if you mess up.
Horribly, and I'm sorry guys if I do, but I don't feel like I do because this game sounds awesome.
Right when you get to this, you're gonna be like, oh, I forgot it all.
Oh,
and my laptop's dead.
So, what was the name of the game, Mike?
What are we doing?
Where am I? So, Mike, remember that game I was telling you about before we started, Wild?
I do.
Okay, so for any of those out there who didn't really watch much of Paris Games Week, this game was announced at Gamescom in 2014, but they not re-announced it, but gave more information this week at Paris Games Week.
All right.
It's called Wild. It takes place it's very similar. You remember how we were talking about how what's it called, Primal?
Yeah.
Not many games that take place in that time.
Yeah.
Well, this game kind of takes place in that time.
All right.
And so what it is, you play as a shaman.
Okay. I love games like that.
Yeah.
Shaman characters are my favorite.
It's really cool. And your character's a shaman, and it's completely free roam world. You can possess animals.
Do we know what animals are going to be in the game?
No, because they haven't gotten all the ones that they want to have in it yet.
I see.
They're going to have a lot of real world ones.
Mm-hmm.
I've heard that they have lions. We've seen bears. We've seen
birds.
Snakes. We've seen birds. We've seen rabbits.
Rabbits, yeah.
We've seen fish.
We never saw him control a fish, though.
We
but
didn't.
I'm assuming...
But I think if there's an animal in it, you can control it. And then we've also seen wolves.
That's cool.
And so, but they've also talked about maybe possibly going into the realm of the mythical.
If I can control a dragon...
That would be so tight.
That would be pretty cool.
But so there's that. But your character controls the animals and stuff like that, and they describe this game as it's meant to show what is dangerous and what's not dangerous about nature.
And it's an interesting concept.
Yes, it's you have to work with nature. You have to live with nature.
Okay.
That's your character. I mean, he's a shaman. He's very involved in nature.
One with the elements.
Exactly. So they say when you first meet a bear, could be run. It's probably going to want to kill you.
Awesome.
But later, you can domesticate a bear, or you can befriend a bear.
Yeah.
And you can ride him.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
And the bears look awesome. They're big and fluffy.
The graphics look amazing.
They do. They looked a little grainy, but I'm sure the game's not.
Yeah, it's not complete yet or anything like that. So it still they look good for the stage that they're at.
Yeah.
And so there's that. But they also talk about how the game is supposed to nature is not friendly. So it's about life and death. And so what you have to do for certain things is you contact these things called deities. They're the animal deities. In one of the demos that they had from Paris Games Week, you contact the snake deity to help heal a snake bite or whatever.
Mm.
Well, if you were doing that, what could have happened, they didn't show. After that, the snake deity could have been a nice person or it could have been a mean person.
Yeah.
They could either just be like, you know what? Here's your knowledge. Just go ahead and take it.
From what we heard, I'm pretty sure she was mean.
She was creepy.
She was pretty creepy.
Yeah.
I'm assuming she was going to be bad.
You can. But, especially considering you do you know the price for what you're asking?
Definitely.
So, so you can do that. But also, you can also, I'm sorry. Stammering right now. So, what you can do is you go talk to them, they give you knowledge or something like that, and they can either just give it to you, or they can sometimes be cruel and make you kill one of your friends.
Oh, jeez, dude, it's dark.
Yeah, they can either do that, or one thing that they can do is say for the snake one, what she would do is she'd make you live a week as a snake. That way you have to learn how the snake lives, Yeah.
What? That sounds cool. I
Yeah.
don't want to kill one of my friends. Wait, she
As
says friends. You mean like animal friends?
Yes.
I don't want.
Like you would have to kill the bear.
Oh no! No,
Yeah.
no! That snake bit person can just go find someone else.
Yeah. And what they do is they give you missions and stuff like that, but you can complete them in any way you want.
Do you have the option to fail them?
Probably. I'm sure.
What if I don't want to kill my bear friend?
But
I'll name him Winnie.
Winnie the Pooh. No, but so they the guy was like, the creators want a lot of freedom in this game, and just talk a lot about how like it's your choice.
Mhm.
Everything is your choice. You can do it or you don't have to. You can do it this way or you can do it that way.
You know what this reminds me of?
What?
No Man's Sky.
It's a lot like it. It really is.
So the way you're talking, it reminds me of No Man's Sky.
It is very much like that. And what it is, it's basically a non-space version of that, really. It's really interesting and it's really cool.
Mhm.
It's a very interesting concept.
Do we know how big the world is?
Humongous.
Humongous?
That the dude just said the world is incredibly vast.
So-
that is the exact quote.
Talking like Skyrim big or Witcher 3 big or
Probably, I'd probably have to venture and say like Witcher 3 big, if not bigger.
that's pretty nice.
Yeah.
And I mentioned earlier that the game looked kind of grainy. I would take a bigger world,
And grainy graphics. And,
yeah. like because like if I had a really big world where I can just explore and become really involved in, like I'd take that over better graphics.
Yeah, and I feel like this game's gonna do a really good job of immersing you in it and stuff.
Yeah. Especially if it like has like that emotional pull of like you have to
Exactly.
invest yourself in
Exactly.
something.
And very similar to No Man's Sky, it has its own like seasons and stuff like that. And
Oh,
it has
that's
its
cool.
own it has its own like food chain that you can exploit.
Yeah.
So like if you're trying to like say you're trying to catch a giant fish, like become a giant fish,
Okay.
a rabbit can be used to catch one.
Really?
Yeah, like you can turn into a rabbit.
Okay.
Or like not turn into one, but possess a rabbit
You can turn into its prey.
and swim out into the water and wait for it to come get you.
Yeah.
And then when it comes to get you, you can possess it.
That's cool.
Yeah.
So you can take advantage of the food chain.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But to be able to possess things, you have
Mhm.
to speak to the deity and her give you that power.
Is there a deity for every animal?
It seems like it, yeah.
So like the snake, wolf.
I would imagine, yeah.
I'm assuming they're probably spread out over the world.
I don't know. In the video, they showed a shrine where you bring the snake. I'm sure like you can only use each shrine once, but I don't think each shrine is specific to an animal.
Really?
So I feel like it hasn't said anything about that,
Mm.
but the way that they talked about it, the way that they
He did-
phrased it,
He did bring a snake to the like the deity place, and
he did, yeah. And so the snake deity showed up.
I
But
see.
if you noticed, there was no like snake symbols or anything around that area.
It was just kind of a stone.
It was just a stone in the middle, like it was just basically an altar.
I see.
And he brought a snake there. But if he had brought a bird there, maybe
Yeah.
the bird deity would have came up or something like that.
That's pretty cool. It's
But-
pretty crafty there.
Yes, but what you have to do is like you have to catch him and bring him there. Like notice how he wasn't controlling the snake, so he
Yeah.
used the bird to catch the snake.
Mm.
You have to bring it there because he didn't have the power to control it yet. But if he were able to control it, he'd be able to go bring it there. Or
Just
something.
bring it straight there. I see. Well, that's
Yeah.
pretty cool. That's a pretty exciting game. Do we have a release date
It is to be announced.
to be announced?
They have
I
not
gotcha.
had even like the slightest.
I'm sure it'd be 2017 or something.
I know.
2016 would be too soon, especially for Paris. And the way it looked like a 2017.
Yeah, either that or really late 2016.
I see. All right. Well, I have one more thing here that's super exciting for PC gamers. So
Woo, PC.
you ever heard of DirectX Taft? Are you familiar with that?
I'm actually not whatsoever.
It's something where you download it for a lot of games. I looked this up. I forget exactly what it's used for. I think it's kind of a back end thing for developers that like kind of communicates with graphic cards, I believe. But don't take my word on that. That's just kind of a guess. So DirectX 12 is coming out soon, and it's gonna have a feature called multi-adapter. And it's really exciting to hear. What this is going to allow people to do, it doesn't only allow graphic cards to communicate with one another, which that's already a feature. Like if you have two AMD cards, you can connect them. But what this allows you to do, it allows you to connect graphic cards of different types. So if you have an NVIDIA card and an AMD card, you can have them work together,
Really?
that's really big.
I'm not even a computer guy, and I know that's really big.
That's pretty awesome.
Yeah.
But okay, so the twist with this is that it's all on the developer side. they give the developer the tools, but the developer has to make the software capable for this. So a lot of the legwork is on the developer side. So not all games are going to be able to do this. Only games that are made to do this will be able to do this. And the thing is, so with AMD cards, or like say AMD or Nvidia, they have an incentive to connect cards because they'll be able to sell more cards.
Yeah.
Since this is all developer side, developers don't really have that incentive to build this into their games.
Yeah.
Unless they just want to like let people be able to push out more, performance.
Yeah, that's unfortunate.
And like the performance boost has been like, so they strapped together an R9 Theory X and a GTX 980 Nvidia card together, it was a 75% faster than a single 9R Theory X.
Jeez Louise.
Yeah, that's pretty good. And
that's almost double.
But if you have two dual AMD cards, it's only 66% faster than a single card.
Really?
So that's a good boost of performance.
Yeah, that really is.
That's pretty awesome. And I think the rest of the specs weren't something too special. So but yeah, that's a big change. If developers really use this.
Which, I mean, it'd be stupid for them not to,
I see. But they don't really have, that's just extra work.
It is extra work, but it's going to be something that's like, it's going to help them sell a game.
I see. Yeah, that's true.
If you're going to buy a game that has graphics, really good looking graphics, because it looks real and it's going to make your game more immersive. Mm-hmm. So if they have this and they put this in there, those people who have those cards are going to want to buy that game. One, because it allows you to be able to use the card you spent money on.
That's true.
Two, is because it's going to make your graphics look even better.
Yeah. So it's kind of a
make
big deal.
It like just not necessarily make your graphics look better, but just like make your game run better and stuff.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's exciting. I hope to hear more from that, and I'm excited to start seeing games that maybe have this feature. Though I only have one graphic card right now.
Well, you should get another one.
You know it. It's just spend more money that I don't have. Why not?
Yeah.
All right, you ready to move on?
Let's move on.
Let's do this. What you playing? All right, so it was a fall break this week, starting Thursday, right?
Technically, it started Wednesday at 12 o'clock, but no teacher ever listens to that.
Actually,
so it was
no,
Thursday.
That's only Thanksgiving.
No, that's also fall break.
No, if you look at the calendar.
Really? Because
look at the calendar.
Because I remember seeing it somewhere like on a like somewhere on campus, like something posted or like a flyer or something like that. Remember, fall break starts at 12.
No, I looked at the calendar and it said classes ends at 7:20. I think it was 7:30 a.m. on Thursday.
Really?
So
if you had a 7 o'clock class, forget you.
Only half the class.
Exactly.
Say.
Yeah.
So, that means plenty of gaming time for everyone. Taff, what'd you play?
I played and beat Assassin's Creed.
Did you? How was it?
It was really good. I did not have a single glitch.
Not a
single glitch.
That's pretty good to hear.
That is impressive from Assassin's Creed.
So, how big was the world?
Really, really big. Like,
really big?
I was getting tired of going across it. Like,
was it only set in London? Did you?
Yes.
It was only in London.
Only in London. Actually, well, it was still technically set in London, but real quick spoiler alert, not massive, just kind of like one thing tossing in there.
All right.
There's a part of it that takes place in World War One, which was really cool.
Interesting.
And it was really cool because I remember how, I'm sure I've talked about on the podcast before, but how I went to London 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Well, the area that takes place in World War II takes place around Tower Bridge.
Yeah.
And Tower of London area, and that's where I was staying in that area, so I knew that area really well. And it was very similar to how it was when I went there. So, like, their cityscape was accurate.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's pretty cool. Well, is that a hint of the next game?
No, I don't believe so.
Dude, Assassin's Creed World War I game.
Oh, they're gonna have ones. I'm sure that they will have ones like that.
They'll get up there at some point.
Yeah. Actually, I wouldn't be too surprised if that was the next game, but I don't think it was a hint.
Yeah.
It was more of like one of those rift things that they had from Unity.
Yeah. The
time rifts. Except for it was more of like an area, like you were free to go and play around in it and stuff.
Oh, that's cool.
One of the precursors or whatever, they bring you there and they start. It's kind of a way to learn the precursor story. in the game without having to learn the precursors. It's kind of like the substitute for modern day.
I see. Okay, I got you.
Yeah. What you do is you go and take control of I'm pretty sure it's Jacob, his daughter.
Oh, really?
Because her last name's Fry, and so I'm imagining that.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would imagine that it's his daughter, like his great granddaughter or something.
And how would you rate this game, Taft?
As an Assassin's Creed game, I'd bump the rating up to like a 9.5.
Good.
Because it was really fun. And as a regular game, since it didn't crash on me, I'd give it an 8. It didn't ever have a glitch. I never fell through the world.
Pretty good. Pretty good. Have you picked up Halo 5 yet?
No, I was going to borrow it from a friend of mine this weekend, but
yeah.
he left out of town before I could go and pick it up.
Are you excited to play it?
Yeah.
I'm excited. I'm excited to hear back and what you have to say.
I'm not super like, yeah, Halo 5, but I mean, I'm excited for it. It's going to be fun.
It's good to hear. It's good to hear. I see, aside from the usual Metal Gear Solid, still playing that. I've actually gotten to a point where the only thing I can do to progress in the story is replay missions at harder difficulties, which is kind of annoying.
Yeah.
So I've kind of taken a break because I don't feel like replaying. Because like one of the missions I have to replay, Taft, is actually the mission that you're on right now.
Oh, forget that mission.
But it's at a harder difficulty. I don't have like reflex mode and stuff.
Hard pass.
So I don't feel like
it's not like reflex mode helps out against those guys anyway.
No, never ever. And me and my girlfriend played some Heroes of the Storm. Got her doing that. Yes. Taft, you need to play so we can all play together.
I will destroy your girlfriend. Just kill her.
We'll be on the same team, so hopefully you won't.
No, I'm gonna specifically like hunt her down like her character.
That's fantastic.
I'm gonna be a support character and I'm gonna heal everybody but her.
And then I played Tribes Ascends, which, like I said earlier, it wasn't too special. The maps are pretty big. Like the graphics weren't super impressive. I can play it at max graphics and it doesn't look too special. And really, the only thing special about it is the skiing.
Yeah.
Like that's really what, there's a ranking system, and you can unlock classes. None of the classes are too special. There are vehicles, but the vehicles are kind of pointless because everyone moves so fast. Like there's a speeder bike that moves a little bit faster than everyone else.
Huh.
Not too much faster. So there is a sniper class, which if you play the sniper class, you ought to be crazy because everyone moves so fast in that game that it's a single shot, sniper rifle, slow rate of fire, high damage, that kind of rifle. But like everyone moves so fast, you need something that shoots a bit faster.
That's crazy.
So it's
that's really hard to think of a car game with a sniper class.
Yeah. It's basically you move. You have a speedometer that kind of tells you you're going 60 miles an hour. You're going 40. I think the max I've gone is like 200 something.
Nice.
But I don't feel like I'm moving really fast. Like the game doesn't make you feel like you move fast, and even with motion blur on, it doesn't feel like I'm moving very fast. So I mean, it's fun. I might play a little bit more next week, but. I don't know. I need something that ties me over until Fallout.
So like a week.
A week, yeah. I should just. I don't know. Maybe I won't play anything next week.
Maybe you'll just play a little bit of Fallout 3.
Okay, then here's what I'll do. For any video game time next week, I'll just work for the money so I can buy Fallout.
That or mic stands.
Or mic stands. Yeah. Well, that means next week or like the week after, you're gonna be like, "Oh, look how fun Fallout is," and I'll be like, "Look, I don't have to hold our stands on books."
Yeah, come on, you go get mic stands. I'll play Fallout that way.
That's totally fair.
Hey, or you can come over to my house and play it.
That's true. Well, so we need a game night.
We do. We really do.
Well, we need to live record, not live record. We need to record.
We
a game
do.
night.
That'd be really cool. Like
That'd
we can do like a YouTube stream or something like that. Yeah.
I don't know. Well, plans for the future, man.
Yeah.
Plans for the future. Let's wait till summer and we have all the time to do this.
Yeah, we can prepare it.
All the time in the world. All right. Well, is that a show?
I believe that's our show.
I believe that is a show. You can contact said show through the email collegegamersshow@gmail.com. You can follow me on Twitter at BlueCows with a Z, BlueCowz. Taft has a Twitter.
Yeah, y'all can be one of my 3 followers, which is really funny because in everything else I have a ton of followers. Like I don't do them, but I just know a ton of people say they follow me. But on Twitter, nobody knows I have one, so they don't follow me. But so you can follow me at TaftFaust8. That's it.
TaftFaust8 Pod.
As in the number 8, not the ATE. 8.
Yeah. I've noticed none of my friends have Twitter accounts.
Yeah.
Twitters. That's a
They don't tweet.
They don't tweet on their Twitters.
Yeah. So if you guys want to follow me and see what I'm doing throughout the week.
Yeah. To see if you want to listen to us complain about homework.
No, I've not. Yeah, I don't think I've done a complaint yet about on my Twitter.
I think the most thing that I complain about is LSU internet crashing.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah, no, only midday when everyone's at the union.
See, I have class at that time, and so
I gotcha.
I mean, it's not like I'm not on the internet in class, but
yeah, but like at the class, no one else. You have less traffic.
Yeah.
All right, well, I think that's it. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope your gaming time goes gamingly swell. That's a word.
Are you sure?
No.
Okay. Thank you guys for listening.
Yes, thank y'all, and have a good one. Later. Hello, everyone. It's Mike from the College Gamers here. Just a few notes at the end of the show. Some stuff we didn't get to talk about. So next week I will be away at LSU campus, Traps somewhere. I'm not sure where I'll be. But I'll be competing in the Wix Game Jam competition. It stands for Women in Computer Science. I'm not a girl, but it's open to everyone. It's a 48-hour game competition. I'll be busy with that. So we're not sure when we'll be able to record. And then the week afterwards, I'll be away at Rice University in a ballroom competition because I ballroom dance. So yeah, I swear I'm not that competitive, but somehow all this stuff landed in November on top of all these great releases. So we're going to cover as much as we can this month. It's a big month for video games, and I'm super excited for everything that's coming out. Yes, so just some stuff we didn't get to talk about on the full show. Thank y'all again for listening. Later. Blue Cow Radio.